सदाशिवसमारम्भां शङ्कराचार्यमध्यमाम् अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्तां वन्दे गुरुपरम्पराम्। गुरुर्ब्रह्मा गुरुर्विष्णु गुरुर्देवो महेश्वरः गुरुः साक्षात् परं ब्रह्म तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। सरस्वती नमस्तुभ्यं वरदे कामरूपिणी विद्यारम्भं करिष्यामि सिद्धिर्भवतु मे सदा। कृष्णाय वासुदेवाय देवकी नन्दनाय च नन्दगोपकुमाराय गोविन्दाय नमो नमः। श्रीकृष्णः परमात्मने नमः। अथ सप्तमोऽध्यायः। श्रीभगवानुवाच मय्यासक्तमनाः पार्थ योगं युञ्जन्मदाश्रयः असंशयं समग्रं मां यथा ज्ञास्यसि तच्छृणु। ज्ञानं तेऽहं सविज्ञानम् इदं वक्ष्याम्यशेषतः। यज्ञात्वा नेह भूयोऽन्यत् ज्ञातव्यमवशिष्यते। मनुष्याणां सहस्रेषु कश्चिद्यतति सिद्धये यततामपि सिद्धानां कश्चिन्मां वेत्ति तत्त्वतः। भूमिरापो नलो वायुः खं मनो बुद्धिरेव च अहङ्कार इतीयं मे भिन्ना प्रकृतिरष्टधा। अपरेयमितस्त्वन्यां प्रकृतिं विद्धि मे परां। जीवभूतां महाबाहो ययेदन्धार्यते जगत्। एतद्योनीनि भूतानि सर्वाणीत्युपधारय। अहं कृत्स्नस्य जगतः प्रभवः प्रलयस्तथा। मत्तः परतरं नान्यत् किञ्चिदस्ति धनञ्जय। मयि सर्वमिदं प्रोतं सूत्रे मणिगणा इव। रसोऽहमप्सु कौन्तेय प्रभास्मि शशिसूर्ययोः। प्रणवः सर्ववेदेषु शब्दखे पौरुषं नृषु। पुण्यो गन्धः पृथिव्यां च तेजश्चास्मि विभावसो। जीवनं सर्वभूतेषु तपश्चास्मि तपस्विषु। बीजं मां सर्वभूतानां विद्धि पार्थ सनातनम्। बुद्धिर्बुद्धिमतामस्मि तेजस्तेजस्विनामहं। बलं बलवताञ्चाहं कामरागविवर्जितं। धर्माविरुद्धो भूतेषु कामोऽस्मि भरतर्षभ। ये चैव सात्विका भावाः राजसास्तामसाश्च ये मत्त एवेति तान् विद्धि न त्यहन्तेषु ते मयि। Okay. So we started this 7th chapter on Vidyarambha Day, but for the benefit of everyone and continuity of the class, I will repeat that. Till now we have completed the Prathama Shatkam, that is the first 6 chapters. And now we are entering the 7th chapter. From 7 to 12 is called Madhyama Shatkam. Shatkam means a group of 6. Prathama Shatkam, the first group of 6, that is chapter 1 to chapter 6. Then you have chapter 7 to chapter 12, which is the Madhyama Shatkam. Then chapter 13 to 18, which is called Charama Shatkam. Okay, like that 3 groups of 6 are there. We have entered the second group or the middle group of the 6 chapters, starting with the 7th chapter. Now, the 7th chapter is named as Jnana Vijnana Yogaha. Okay, Jnana Yogaha, Vijnana Yogaha, both together is what the 7th chapter is. Till the 6 chapters, the focus of Bhagavad Gita was, the focus of Krishna was, the focus of Vyasacharya was to give what is Jiva, understanding what is Jiva. Okay. So, Jiva Prakaranam had been completely explained, and in that Bhagatyaga was used. Now in Jiva, when you say you have Jiva is a mixture of Atma and Anatma. Okay. So moving from what we call as Dehatma Buddhi, body centric, to Jivatma Buddhi, which is more than the body. We are what we are made up of: our karma phala, our ichcha, our raga dvesha, all that put together, and across janmas, what samskaras come and how we change the samskaras, and accordingly the karma phalas, and like that this cycle is what is Jiva Drishti. And a very, very integral part of Jiva Drishti is Atma. So Atma being the center, the Sharira keeps coming and changing, and with different Sharira, with different Yoni, we have different abilities. Some are Bhoga, some are Yoga, and that's how we have Karma and Karma Phala. The Sanchita, Agami, Prarabdha, they start working properly, and this has to be understood not only for one individual self, but collectively is what we make up this Bhumi or this cosmos. Okay. So there is a very good amount of interaction and interdependence across other human beings, across other living beings, across non-living entities, across the whole universe together. And this particular relationship is what we understand in this Jiva Pradana. And hence, a very, very important aspect in the Prathama Shatka, as much as it is for Jiva, what this Jiva is supposed to do in this Janma, what this Jiva is supposed to do in this Janma, which is Karma Yoga. So the second aspect which has come in the Prathama Shatkam is Karma Yoga. So Jiva and Karma Yoga. And Karma Yoga, we know very clearly, submitting your actions and not expecting the, or not having any attachment to the result. That is called Karma Yoga. Accepting all the results as Ishvara Prasada. So Karma Yoga has been very greatly been told in the chapter number 3, 4, and only Karma Yoga can be a stepping stone for Jnana Yoga. As in the 4th chapter, Krishna says, Tadvidhi pranipatena pariprashnena sevaya upadekshanti te jnanam jnaninas tattvadarshinaha. So having completed all this karma and then after that seeing that there is still no intrinsic happiness, that independence, that feeling of contentment, one drops all this and goes to a teacher, because that jnani is paripurna sukha, he is always contented, and he will teach that secret of how to be contented at all times. And that's where from Karma Yoga the Jnana Yoga stepping happens. The benefit of Jnana Yoga has been told across in all these chapters, right from 5, 6, everywhere. The benefit of Jnanam, the Jnani's benefit, the Jnana Phalam has been very highly told about. And all this to do karma and to move ahead, a very, very, very important aspect is required, which is called Purushartha Prayatna. So, the Prathama Shatkam gives a very complete picture of Jiva, what this Jiva is supposed to do is Karma Yoga, and Purushartha Prayatna is a very, very important, because unless your effort is there, unless your goal is there, nothing can be achieved. Nothing can be achieved. Okay. So, Purusharthas, as we see, they have been broken into 4. Artha Kama, Dharma, Moksha. Normally, Artha Kama is what right from childhood we start, we grow, we build on it. Slowly the values come. Dharma also is instilled. Some of them we very strongly take them as values and go ahead with it. Some of them we drop them as hot potatoes, considering our convenience and the situation. So Dharma goes at the back seat in some of the places. Only the proportion is keeping on changing with time. But there are still the values and the principles will be there. So Dharma. So Dharmartha Kama Moksha is what our Shastra says. Established on Dharma, if you have Artha Kama, the Artha Kama will not impact you. But without Dharma, if Artha Kama is there, that Artha Kama is useless. It will only pull you down. So Purushartha Prayatna, Dharmartha Kama has to get matured to Moksha. Okay. And that is what is going to come here. In this chapter it will enter. So now to get into Moksha, there is another one aspect which had been told in the Prathama Shatka in the 6th chapter, is how to still the mind. Atma Samyama Yoga had been told. Why that needs to be done? Because unless that instrument is properly calibrated, that instrument called the mind is properly calibrated, is made to work properly, is impartial, doesn't have its own properties which are going to impact or distort the knowledge, and it has to focus, it has to be very firm. That practice has been taught in Atma Samyama Yoga, where Nididhyasanam has been very clearly explained. So now, after this Prathama Shatka, in Madhyama Shatka, the shift has got completely changed. So what was focused as Jiva, Karma Yoga, Purushartha now is going to get shifted. Why? This Jiva with Purushartha and doing karma, without doing Karma Yoga, if starts getting a lot of Arthakama, the Ahankara also increases. Ahankara increases, and that is why in the chapter also it is very clearly given Ahankara vimudhatma kartahamiti manyate. Now this Ahankara does not allow the person to submit. And if submission is not there, Jnanam cannot come. Jnanam to come requires a very important prerequisite of submission. And the submission is taught in Karma Yoga. So Jiva, Karma, Purushartha, Dharma, Karma Yoga, Jnana Yoga. Are you able to see how that logic goes? Jiva, then that Jiva starts looking at karma by putting some effort. Purushartha, desires are there, which is very natural. Then with that you start getting Arthakama. Arthakama starts growing. Then before that, Dharma values had to be there. If Dharma values are not there, Arthakama will go wrong. A person who is dharmic doesn't have Arthakama, no problem. Adharmic person having Arthakama is a big disaster. It is like terrorists have given guns in the hand. Okay, so it is going to do only vinasha. So adharmic person is not at all accepted. Very clearly Arthakama is given at the base of dharma so that the person understands, keeping the dharmic values, how to enjoy the Arthakama with the given social moral values. And then from there slowly Karma Yoga has been taught. Because Karma Yoga helps in submission. Okay, and Vairagya. So Karma Yoga will slowly mature and take the person to Jnana Yoga. Because if Karma Yoga is not done and only Karma is done, Ahankara will grow up. And if Ahankara grows up, then Jnanam cannot come. Because Jnanam starts entering only when submission starts. That is why it is a Tadvidhi Pranipatena Pariprashtena Sevaya. Pranipata is the first thing. You have to submit. Okay. Then Pariprashna. Then Sevaya. When you do all these things to a Jnani Guru, then that Jnanam gets transferred, what he knows, in the way how the Shastras have taught, it will get transferred to you. Okay. So now, in the second or Madhyama Shatka, because that Ahankara, if it is not taken care, it will be a problem. So Bhagavan starts completely changing the dimension of the whole Madhyama Shatka. As much as Prathama Shatkam is focusing on Jiva, Karma Yoga, Purushartha Prayatna, the Madhyama Shatka starts with Ishvara Anugraha. Any of the Purushartha will not be fulfilled unless Ishvara Anugraha is there. So, that is why is the Karma Phala Data. You have only a right on doing the Karma. To get the Karma Phala, his Anugraha has to be there. So, the Madhyama Shatka starts with, what is it? It is Ishvara Anugraha. So now you go backwards. Jiva, Karma Yoga, and then Purushartha Prayatna. Purushartha Prayatna, Ishvara Anugraha. Purushartha Prayatna, Ishvara Anugraha is there. For getting Ishvara Anugraha, as you did Karma Yoga and got your Purushartha, Here you have to do upasana. Ishvara upasana becomes the sadhana. There karma yoga was the sadhana, here Ishvara upasana is the sadhana. Okay. And then, as much as we saw what is Jiva Drishti, we have to understand what is Ishvara. When we say there is Ishvara Kripa, there is Ishvara's blessings, for that we have to know what is this Ishvara, what is this blessed Ishvara. So as much as we learn Jiva, now we are going to learn what is Ishvara. So nature of Ishvara, the sadhana of connecting and submitting to Ishvara, and thereby getting Ishvara Anugraha. So these are the three key topics which are going to be there in Madhyama Shatkam, starting from the 7th chapter up to the 12th chapter. And you know what is the name of the 12th chapter? Bhakti Yoga. So how it culminates finally? That unless this, when this Jiva and Ishvara are there, both are connected by a very big bond, and that bond is called Bhakti. Okay? That Bhakti Yoga is what is the culmination, because without Bhakti, Jnanam is impossible. Without Bhakti, Karma Yoga is impossible. That is why Bhakti Yoga is not a path. Bhakti Yoga is the substratum. As much as Dharma is the substratum for Arthakama, Bhakti is the substratum for Dharma Moksha. Okay, as much as Dharma is the substratum on which Arthakama should be there, same way, Bhakti is the substratum on which Karma and Upasana will be there, by which Jnanam you will get, and all the three will benefit you. So Bhakti is no specific marga, surely not. If there is no Bhakti, there is no Karma Yoga. If there is no Bhakti, there is no Jnana Yoga. And this we have learned it in 5th chapter. The clarification what is Jnanam and what is Karma very clearly is that look at it from this perspective. Nahi Sanyastak, what is that? 5th chapter. Sankhya Yoga Prathak Bala Pravadanti Na Panditaha. See, Sankhya and Yoga, if you say they are different, they are all children who will call this differently. Sankhya is Jnana Yoga and Yoga is Karma Yoga. They are Prathak Bala. Ekam Apyastitah Samyak Ubhayor Vindate Phalam Yat Sankhya Prapyate Sthanam Tadyogairapi Gamyate Ekam Sankhyancha Yogancha Yaf Pashyati Sa Pashyati. One who sees Sankhya and Yoga as one, because for you to see this, Bhakti is supposed to be there. Without that, one can never see Sankhya and Yoga as one. We will always break it and see it as two different. Okay, so very clearly Bhakti part is going to come in this particular Shatkam, right? So, again, Prathama Shatkam was looking at Jiva, Karma Yoga and Purushartha Prayatna. The Madhyama Shatkam, Jiva getting replaced with Ishvara, and then the Karma Yoga getting replaced with Upasana Yoga, and the third one, Purushartha Prayatna, getting replaced with Ishvara Kripa, Anugraha. Is it clear? Are we able to see a nice similarity between both the Shatkam? No. Why such a thing has to be bought? Why this Ishvara has to be bought? Because for all the mundane things in the materialistic world, none of these questions will come. I'm feeling hungry, I eat food, my hunger is gone. I'm feeling thirsty, I drink water, it is quenched. Such questions will never come. Once basic requirements are finished, then slowly bigger questions come. Why am I born? Why am I born like this? When did this whole universe start? Who is this God? Such questions and queries start. And this comes only for human beings, not for animals. Why? We have got an evolved buddhi. Any of our scriptures, any philosophy treatises, prakarana granthas will always talk about very clearly 6 aspects and connect it. Jiva, Jagat, Ishvara, Bandhana, Moksha and Moksha Sadhana. Jiva, Jagat, Ishvara. Now you see these 3 have become 3 corners of a triangle. Jiva, me. Jagat, everything other than me. Ishvara, someone who is managing me and the Jagat. Okay. Then Bandhana, how I get attached to either the Jagat or Ishvara. Moksha, how do I become independent from the Jagat and from Ishvara? And what is the sadhana required to go from this bandha to become mukta? Moksha sadhana. It's a very simple way. So far as we are not considering this Ishvara, my day-to-day activities in the Jagat will continue.
So can you repeat once again? 6 of them.
Jiva, Jagat, Ishvara, Bandhana, Moksha, Moksha Sadhana. Okay. So these 3 become the vertices of the triangle.
What is moksha and moksha sadhana?
Moksha is getting freedom, enlightenment. Okay. There have to be sadhanas by which you will get. You will not get it by yourself. Okay. Karma yoga, upasana yoga. There are various sadhanas. So I know I have to go there, but how do I go there? I know I have to go to VT. Then what are the ways to go to VT? Should I take the road? Should I take the train? Should I walk and go? Sadhanas are there. So just knowing the destination is not enough. How to reach the destination are the sadhana. Clear? So Jiva, Jagat, Ishvara interaction becomes the first question which comes to people. Once, see, when you are a child, Balastavat Krida Saktaha, Tarunastavat Taruni Saktaha, all that are very, very materialistic. Very materialistic it will go on. That time it is just cause effect. Okay. There is no question of Ishvara, there is no question of Karma Baladata, there is nothing coming into question. Slowly, when something starts not working the way you want, then the question starts coming, why me? When that question starts, why me? Then the same question will ask, why not me? Then who is the person deciding whether it is me or not me? You understand? Like that, when the higher order question starts coming, where the existing education and the existing day-to-day knowledge stops giving you an answer. That is where my relationship with the world, you start asking, who am I? What is this world? What is my relationship with the world? Why is this relation of mine with the world like this? Who decides it? When there are so many Jivarashi, why was I born this blessed human being? Even if I was born like this human being, why on this Saturday I am sitting and listening to this class? Why? Many a times I am sleeping. Still the next Saturday I come to this class. Somewhere inside, this itch is there, which is not allowing me to keep quiet, but at least start and listen. कुछ तो आएगा, चलेगा. I am not fully involved in it. लेकिन एक ना एक दिन, but I am interested in it. From where that who bought it? कहाँ से आया? Did someone implant it? So these are intrinsic questions which every jiva is there. Human beings are able to express it and try to find out an answer, but other beings can never even express it because the mind is not even evolved. But this quest is an eternal quest with every jiva. What is this Jagat? And for us, what is this Ishwara? You go to a dog and a cat and say, this is my Ishwara. I am very sure you take your pet dog and show one particular stone and say, this is my Bhagwan, it will lift the leg. And that's a reality, right? How will the dog know? So this value system comes only to us. Because we have got this evolved brain. And this evolved brain gives you an option to ask such intrinsic questions. And these will come when? Only when my basic needs are fulfilled. The day when your job is gone or some great problem is there in the house, all this will be kept aside. I will say all that baad mein. First let me take care of what I need. And that is why this goes as per the Maslow's hierarchy of needs. Basic needs, safety and social secure needs, esteem needs, then comes self-actualization needs. Unless these are fulfilled, that is why in that needs we can keep jumping. Not necessary that if you are a jnani, the other needs when it comes, you will keep this aside and you will go there. Because that takes a forefront. Only a person with Parampurna Vairagya will never bother about it. And the idea is to go and become evolved intellect to understand what is our purpose and come out of this particular bandhana for which we need to know what is Ishvara. Who is going to teach what is Ishvara? Jagat, at least I can tell that I can see this. I can see this color, this tree, this person, everything I can see. I can feel, I can touch, I can use my 5 senses to describe this Jagat. But this blessed Ishvara, who is going to teach? You ask your parents, where is God? Like, chup baito, close your eyes, pray to God. इसके अलावा आंसर क्या मिलेगा बोलो? Someone will say, as a nice story, he is sitting in Swarga and he is seeing you, what you are doing. If you do something wrong, he will cut your nose and put mirchi. Correct? Then some other person will say that God is looking. If you do good things, he will nicely praise you and he will give you good things for you. But what is this God? You know, it is like a phantom figure which is not there, but something being created. And when there is it's like a cartoon figure. You create a cartoon figure that everyone can create the way they want the cartoon figure. Correct? Now the question if I ask, is my Ishvara the same as your Ishvara? You say, no, but my Ishvara is like this. And I will say, no, my Ishvara is like this. How do you know? Both are not same. Is it written anywhere? No. Has someone taught us? No. But we all know there is Ishvara. Forget us. Throughout the universe, everyone knows. There is a concept called God. You go to any culture, Adrishta, that Daivaya Shakti, you may call it nature, whatever name you want, you give. But there is something about us which has got a tremendous amount of ability which I do not have. And that ability is what we are calling as Ishvara. Is that correct? Has any time anyone taught us what Ishvara is? And hence, our Shastras have done it very beautifully. Throughout the Upanishad, Ishvara has been very clearly defined what it is. And Krishna uses Upanishad to tell what Ishvara is there. Okay, so that Ishvara Swarupa is what Krishna is going to first tell. So when we start this 7th chapter, the first 2 verses are a promise. It's a pratigna vakyam given by Krishna to Arjuna without being asked. Arjuna has never asked a question now. Krishna himself is now giving a pratigna. Hey Partha, I am going to teach you this and you may clearly understand it. Without keeping any information to myself, completely I am going to tell you this. If you are interested, you may understand it. Why did Krishna do this? Vyasacharya and Krishna's compassion to humanity is to bring that Vaidika way how this Ishvara is defined into a Smriti, into a Bhagavad Gita. That is where they have brought it, so that through Arjuna they can teach in a very lucid form what this Ishvara is. So from the 4th shloka to the 12th shloka, complete Ishvara Varnanam is there. The first 2 shlokas, he is going to talk about his promise, what he is giving. And the 3rd shloka, he is going to talk of a greatness of this human birth, the rarest possible, because only in this human birth, only in this Bhuloka, one can understand this. There is another Loka where you can clearly understand, which is Brahmaloka. But we are not so lucky to go to Brahmaloka. But we are luckier than that, because in Bhuloka itself we can get moksha and we need not go to Brahmaloka. That is why it is easily possible to understand you. What you need is a earnest need to learn and a submission where the Guru uses the Shastra, the Upanishadic text to tell you what it is. Okay. Why this topic of Ishvara? Knowing Ishvara only, knowing Ishvara is moksha. Moksha equal to removal of ajnana. We have seen this many a times. Wrong jnanam, ajnanam is cause of bandha. Removal of bandha means I need to have right jnanam. Right jnanam means knowing the jiva and knowing the Ishvara. Okay, later on in this exercise, Jagat equal to Ishvara, they will say. Such a different way to look at it. If Jiva is there, why have a different thing called Jagat and why have a different thing called Ishvara? This Ishvara is only there in the Jagat and as well as in the Jiva. So knowing this Ishvara in me and in this Jagat is what is called moksha. Simple. Okay. How a lucid way The Upanishads are clearly telling that if you have to know, if you have to come out of this bandhaka, you have to know yourself as Jiva, you have to know Ishvara, which is manifested as Jagat. Once you know these two, then later on, as I said, when you want to make a dish, there are few steps. First is you cut all the vegetables and then the second step is you cook some basic things and keep it ready. The third step is you make the masalas and all those things, grind it and keep it ready. When all these are ready, the head cook will come. His job is put this, put this, put this. Okay, done. Like that, Prathama Shatkam, Jiva, cutting vegetables ready. Madhyama Shatkam, Ishvara, Jagat, another masala ready. Now, finally, the main cook will come, add both and say, where are both two different? Now, everything is called one sabji. Aham Brahma Asmi. That is going to come with the Charama Shaka. Is it clear? So with this as the background, because throughout in this, we never told about such a background when we started Bhagavad Gita, because it takes 5-6 chapters for you to really sink in and come and understand how it is going. Now that you are tuned to know, if you go, now see, next 6 chapters, this is how it will go. Keep this thread behind in the mind. Then from 13, 14, 15, it is going to be that Aikyam is what is going to be there. And then 16th and 17th are sadhanas. 18th is summary. So with 15th chapter, Bhagavad Gita ends. Okay, left out sadhanas are told in 16th and 17th, 18th is a summary. Now when we start looking at the master plan, that is why whenever you see, when we want to go from one place to the other, you open your map. What it says, put your location. Then what it says, where you want to go, put that. The moment you do both this, what it does, it gives you an overview first. And if there are options, it will give options. Then you select. And once you have selected, once you press, then it has come back to that focused view where you are there. So, the moment when you have started going, back of your mind you have an idea that I have still got to go so long because the overview was shown to you. Like that in the 6th chapter, now an overview is going to be shown. So with this keeping in the mind, if you have this thread of understanding what is these 3 things which we are going to see in these 6 chapters, Ishvara, Upasana by Bhakti, and the third one is Ishvara Kripa. That will make that Bhakti Dhrida Bhakti. Okay, and this Jnanam and the Dhrida Bhakti together will give that final culmination in Charma Shakti. Okay, we'll go now shloka by shloka. Shri Bhagavanuvacha Maya Saktamanah Partha Yogan Yunjanmadashrayah Asamshayam Samagram Mam Yatha Jnasyasi Tachrunu Jnananteham Savijnanam idam vakshyamyasheshatah yajñātvā neha bhūyonyat jnātavyamavashishyate. Okay, so we are taking these two shlokas together. Last time also I have taken these two, but these two go together. Mai asakta manaha parthaha mayi yogam yunjan mada ashrayaha asamshayam samagram mam yatha nyasyasi tat shrunu jnanam te aham sa vijnanam idam vakshyami asheshataha yat jnatva na iha bhuyah anyat jnatavyam avashishyate. Very, very beautifully put here. Okay, lot of sandhis. People who like Sanskrit will enjoy the way it is being put. Especially yat jnatva na iha bhuyah anyat jnatavyam avashishyate. Okay, what is he saying here? Here, Bhagavan himself has started without Krishna asking. Like a very loving and caring mother knows what the child wants. So, up to the 6th chapter, there has been a lot of cry, I need this, and mother has been giving this. Now the mother knows that the child has now become mature, now the child needs this, and that's how Krishna starts giving straight away. You know, the 5th chapter and the 4th chapter, the 5th and the 6th chapter says, Uddharedatmanatmanam natmanam avasadayet atmaiva hyatmano bandhuhu atmaiva ripuratmana. That means make up your mind. Your mind is your strength. If your mind goes, your strength is gone. That means you are the maker of your fate. Uddharet atmanatmanam. That's how it is very clear. Right? So, and this concept, let me tell you, this concept is a very brilliant concept because it's a highly motivating concept. That is needed. Most of the time we need that part. In Sri Rudram also it will come. Ayam me hasto bhagavan, ayam me bhagavattaraha. Ayam me hasto bhagavan. In my hands, the God is there. Ayam me hasto bhagavattaraha. With my hands I can do everything. Understand why? That then only that your ability and that purushartha prayatna has to come out. Without purushartha prayatna, where is the question of Ishvara Kripa? If purushartha prayatna is not there, Ishvara Kripa will not be there. After purushartha prayatna only Ishvara Kripa can come. 2nd chapter, what did he say? Karmanyevadhikaraste ma phaleshu kadachana. So karmani eva adhikaraste ayam me hasto bhagavan ayam me bhagavattaraha. In Shri Suktam, kardamena praja bhuta mayi sambhava kardama. Kardama Prajapati. Kardama has many meanings. One meaning is Kardama Prajapati, who is Brahma. Brahma is one of the sons, is Kardama Prajapati, who is one of the main instruments for creation. Kardama is also another name of Lakshmi's son. It is called Kardama. Mahalakshmi's son is called Kardama. Okay. That is where it is coming in Shri Suktam that way. The meaning can also be taken little differently. Kardamena prajabhuta Mayi Sambhava Kardama. Mayi. What is Mayi? Mayi. Saptami Ekavachanam of Asmat Shabda. In me. Sambhava. Sambhu. Sam plus Bhu. Saptayam. Ability to do. Sambhava. Sambhav karna. ये संभव कर सकते हैं कि नहीं आप? Your ability to do. Mayi, within me that ability. Kardamena praja bhuta. Having created praja, who Kardama Prajapati, win me, inside me, having created me, what did he do? He gave within me Kardama, ability to create. So as jokingly it will be said that after creating the Srishti and the last part of the Srishti, which is the most beautiful part of the creation, which is the human being, after that Bhagavan said that I am going to retire from the post of creation. I am not going to create anything more. So normally after doing something, they give a parting gift. So having created the human beings, he gave the ability to create to the human beings and he retired from the post. After that, whatever has got created is by we, which we are seeing what we have done. Whatever Kardama did, that is very clearly visible. After that, what our brains have done, that is also clearly visible. So we should not do something wrong. That is why such statements are there. I have given this beautiful world to you. Now you can create whatever you want from this beautiful world. That means in your hand the ability to create is there. How to? That is why Dhanavat. Sanskrit is a very, very beautiful language. Dhanavat, Dhanavan. Okay. Vat and Mat. Vat pratyaya and Mat pratyaya gets added to any word. Bhagavat, Shrimat. Mat gets added or Vat gets added. What is the difference in these two? Vat gets added when it is coming from outside. Mat gets added when it has already been available inside. Dhanavat, it has to come from outside. Shrimat, it is coming from inside. Are you able to see the difference? Shriman, Shrimat, Shrimati, Dhanavan, Dhanavati. Ma comes there. Here Ma comes. Okay. So that itself, that ability to do good and protect is inherently there in us. So who is responsible? Is the money responsible to to lure me, or am I responsible for not able to handle that money properly? Who is actually changing whom? बोलते हैं ना हर टाइम, अरे इसके पास तो बहुत पैसा है तब से इसका बुद्धि भ्रष्ट हो गया है, मत मारी गई है. Does money have that ability to do it, or I am lacking that intrinsic ability to manage the money? That is why Shrimat Dhanavat. Be very clear. So our ability is in our hand. We have to do it. And everywhere Purushartha Prayatna is the first thing. But Purushartha Prayatna cannot be everything. Adi Bhautika, Adi Daivika, Adhyatmika, these three have a very, very important role for this completion of your Purushartha, from converting it into from effort to result. There is an unknown factor along with time period, and only when all these are proper, the expected result will come. Again, when we say expected result, it is because of our limited buddhi that we are considering only that as the result. Anything can come because finally it is the result which Bhagavan has given. We are only considering, I want this. See, when you write an exam, what result is possible? Passing and failing. But we all hope and want passing. However bad you write, little at least there will be a hope. By mistake किधर वो जो करेक्ट कर रहा है ना, नींद में किधर वो एक 0.5 का आगे एक 0 डाल दिया ना, हो गया 0.5 will become 50. That hope, because after the effort we are waiting for that unknown. Okay, now this is where this Ishvara's job is going to start now. He is Dharmapala Data, Adi Daivika, Adi Bhautika, Adhyatmika. He has to put it in place. Okay, he said, has he to do it only for me? No, he has to do it for every prani. That is why Vishnu is who manages, greatest manager. Correct? Vishnu is the greatest manager because he manages everything the way it is there. Everyone's karma phala has to be properly matched. Someone's sukham, someone's dukkham have to be coupled properly. Okay. And he has very clearly done one thing. He has made an SOP and kept quiet. He doesn't come into the picture. The procedure follows and automatically results come. That procedure is perfect. Okay? Hence, Mayi Asakta Manaha Partha. Hey Partha, Yogam. Which Yogam? Which we learnt in the last chapter. That Yogam. What Yogam? Samadhi Yogam. That mind being calm. And connected to what? Yunjan. The word Yunjan. This, all the yoga people will understand from where this dhatu has come. Yuj dhatu. From there only Yunjan. Yunjate mana uta yunjate dhiyo vipra viprasya vipaschitaha. It comes in the Vedas many a times. Yunjan word is there, a very beautiful word. That joining, uniting. Okay. Yunjan. Yogam Yunjan. With Yogam you join. To whom? Maya Asakta. Join to me completely. So Bhagavan says, Arjuna, that mind which is now a qualified mind, a composed mind, a Shanta mind, which you have got from the 6th chapter, that mind. What is the name of the 6th chapter? 6th chapter. Atma Samyama Yoga. Atma Samyama is Manas Samyama. Manas Samyama is Mana discipline, Mana mastery. With that mastered mind, Maya Asakta Manaha. With that mind, attached, completely attached to whom? To me. How? Mad Ashraya. Surrendering to me. You can join. That joining can be different ways. Joining of equals. Joining. See, when the child is holding one of the parents' hand and going, the child will very happily just do whatever the child wants. Why? The child has no fear at all. Why? My parents' hand is there. Mad Ashrayaha. Completely submitted. Because कुछ भी हुआ तो वो बोलते हैं ना, पल्लू पकड़ के चला तो भी कुछ होगा नहीं. You leave the child will hold the pallu and walk. Because wherever you are going, the child knows it's a safe path. That something can happen to the child not because of the child, because if you are careless. Why? The child is completely mad ashraya, submitted to the parent. Same way, he says, completely surrender to me. Don't even have an iota of thought. Because now your mind is clean, completely ready. Shanta manaha, prashanta manaha. Now the slate is clean. Draw a perfect bond with me, submitting to me. Every chalk submits to the slate and draws something. If the chalk doesn't submit to the slate, whatever the chalk is writing will not stick to the slate. Let's be clear. Like that, submit and completely get connected to me. Now, the moment you say me, question will come. Suddenly, this Krishna is telling Arjuna, now you have a good mind, submit to me and connect with me. Are you referring to this Krishna here? Vasudeva Vasutam Devam Kamsa Chanmuramardhanam. Are you referring to this Krishna here? And the answer is no. Here, Ishvara Swarupa is going to be told now. So, me means Ishvara here. Submit to this Almighty. Okay, that is why the name Almighty. Okay, Almighty, mighty of all. So you submit. Don't try to fight it. It won't work. Then he says next. Mam yatha jnasyasi tachrunu asamshayam samagram jnasyasi. Yogam mam asamshayam samagram yatha jnasyasi tat shrunu. I am going to tell you asamshayam. What is samshayam?
Doubt.
Asamshayam, without an iota of doubt. No doubt at all. Okay. Doubtless knowledge. Okay. Samagram. What is agram? Agram madhyam moolam. Agre pashyami. Somewhere it has come na, Agre pashyami. Narayani. Agram. Agra means in the front. Agra means border. Samagram means without a border. Complete. Samagram, without holding anything. Agram means there is a limitation there. Samagram means open at all sides. Okay, so I am going to teach you everything without keeping anything with me, and that will be doubtless to you. So, two clear pratigna given. I am going to teach you everything. And how? Because I am going to teach everything, some doubts will come into your mind. If adha bolke, nahi, doubtlessly I will teach you. That means clearly I will teach you and completely I will teach you. What more you want? Yatha jnasyasi. In case you wish to understand, from jnasyasi, do you wish to know? Tat shrunu, then hear. Then hear me. If you wish to know my this knowledge of Ishvara complete and without any doubt. If you wish to know, then listen to me. That means here an option is given to the student. 1 minute, sir, I am not interested. That itself, Om Tat Sat Iti would have started. Chapter over. Okay. So, indirectly there is a choice also given to the student, that it is not forced upon you. In case you wish, आगे बढ़ो. Now he qualifies that particular sankalpa completely. He now gives more information about it. What jnanam is going to talk about. He says, jnanam te aham savijnanam idam vakshyami asheshataha. Actually, this line should come along with the first, and then it makes a complete sentence. Asheshataha, again, asamshayam, samagram, complete, asheshataha, without leaving anything. Shesha means remnant. Ashesha means no remnant. That means complete. All the aspects, completely, doubtlessly, what I am going to teach you, that jnanam aham vakshyami. Jnanam savijnanam. Idam jnanam savijnanam aham vakshyami asheshataha yatha jnasyasi tvam tachrunu asamshayam samagram asheshataha jnanam he partha maya saktamanaha yunjan madashrayaha. That's how the whole Anvaya of this 1.5 lines will go properly. Connect to me completely with submission. I will give you complete, comprehensive, doubtless, crisp knowledge. You can listen to it, that has jnanam and vijnanam. What is jnanam and what is vijnanam? Because when Krishna says jnanam and vijnanam, it seems to be that Arjuna has understood it, because he already had an idea of the exact meaning of what is jnanam and vijnanam. If he has not understood it, then probably in the 5th shloka he will understand it better. Jnanam is my apara prakriti, and vijnanam is my para prakriti. Jnanam is my saguna swarupa, and vijnanam is my nirguna swarupa, you can say nirguna brahma. Jnanam is saguna brahma, vijnanam is nirguna brahma. Jnanam is apara prakriti, vijnanam is para prakriti. So what does this tell us? Whatever we know about Bhagavan may not be a complete knowledge, because no one has taught us something called as para prakriti and apara prakriti of Ishvara. No one has taught us saguna and nirguna rupa of Ishvara. What everyone have taught us is there is one Bhagavan, and whenever we say there is one Bhagavan, I imagine that Bhagavan to be like me, because I have 2 legs, I have 2 hands, I have 1 face, I have 2 eyes, and I have 1 nose and 2 ears. Like that, there is a Bhagavan. Additional, because he is Bhagavan, he has got few more hands, and in that hands he has got some weapons. He has to do his job. So he like Rajnikant, he has to do all that work. So also de diya hai. Then he has to look beautiful. So Pitambaram and all that is there, and Kiritam is there, and then he is handsome, charming, blushing, all that. If it is Devi, all that, you tell whatever you want. You only know that. Saguna is no. Correct? My apara prakriti is only known. Para prakriti no one has taught, because that comes in Jnana Kandam in the Upanishad. And that is what is going to come out. Is it clear? So, when he says I am going to tell it completely, indirectly Krishna is telling our parents and elders have told us incomplete knowledge about Ishvara. Think about it. Why they have only told Saguna? Correct, na? So he is going to give us a complete knowledge of Ishvara. Is it clear? Right. Now, then he says, what is the benefit of that? Anything is benefit tagged. Every advertisement is benefit tagged. This particular 3 lines is an advertisement which is given by Krishna. Advertisement had started that time itself. You come for this show, so and so things will happen, aisa hoga, vaisa hoga. What is the benefit? Arjuna पूछने का पहला benefit. Benefit है तो कोई आएगा. Benefit नहीं तो why waste my time? So the second line he is going to give the benefit now. Yat nyatva na iha bhuyaha anyat nyatavyam avashishyate. A very, very simple statement without making any commitment. You know, some of these techniques we have to learn from Krishna how to handle our bosses, how to tell things by which they are assured and yet you are not committing anything. Target kitna hoga? The moment you say a number, no boss will be convinced. Why? There is one more number more than that he knows. There is a number after that. If you say 10 million, he will say why not 11 billion. If you say 20 million, why not 21 billion? There is a next number available. So if you say something which Shesha, you have a problem. But if you don't give that, he is not going to be happy. So how to say something without committing is what Krishna has done here. He says, what is the benefit of it? Yat nyatva. That having known. Yat nyatva. What nyatva? Ishvara's para prakriti, apara prakriti, saguna and nirguna and complete asheshataha clear knowledge of Ishvara having known. Iha bhuyaha anyat na avashishyam nyatavyam. Iha, here, bhuyaha, in this earth, that means in this janma of yours. Iha bhuyaha anyat, इसके बाद भी कुछ तो रहेगा तुम्हारा. You will have some, after death, some more lives and all those. Anya, idhar or udhar, जैसा बोलते हैं ना. Iha amutra, idhar or later on, जो भी है. That means everything is covered. Spectrum is fully covered. Neither in this janma nor in any of the other janmas. Okay. Anyat bhuyaha nyatavyam. That which you need to know. By knowing this knowledge, either in this janma or any of your other janmas, anywhere else in any loka, there is no necessity of knowing anything else. Avashishyate, there is no remnant to know anything else. समझ में आ रहा है? Having known this here, there is no other knowledge which remains for you to know either in this janma or in any other janma of yours. What does it tell? I am going to give you the highest knowledge. Knowing this, you need not know anything else. Clear? Okay. So, did he commit anything? No. Did he give a very good motivation? Yes. That means you are going to achieve everything in the world. समझ में आ रहा है? So without committing yet motivating, ऐसा advertisement कोई कर सकते हैं क्या? In all our advertisement you will see the benefit which are limited. It talks of a limited scope. उसके बाद क्या? You will have a next question. Here in this advertisement it is very clear. You are going to get the best. Okay. And there is nothing else remaining to know once you know this. Who will be other than a foolish person who will leave such an opportunity to learn from Bhagavan himself, Asheshataha, Asamshayaha, Samagram Jnanam, and that Jnanam after knowing I need not know any other Jnanam in this world. Who will leave it? That means पक्का अंदर पकड़ के रख लिया. अगला 6 चैप्टर के लिए अर्जुना अंदर, student ready, correct? And that is also every teacher's objective. Unless we advertise what we are going to teach, you will not come to the next class, correct? Now next class is going to be Diwali. Then after that you will say जाने दो और एक class जाने दो. No. If such a knowledge is going to be given, if I miss it, जाने दो. हर साल दिवाली आता है. I will come to the class after Diwali surely. So that is a motivation, correct? So knowing this, you need not know anything else. And it is not me saying, Bhagavan himself, Shri Krishna Paramatmane Namaha saying it, or if you say Vyasaya Vishnu Rupaya Vyasa Rupaya Vishnave, who else is giving this pratigna? Bhagavan himself are giving. Right? So there is no question for us to doubt. It is coming from the right source, it is coming in complete, it is coming as full Paripurna Jnanam, and once I have that, there is no question of me thinking of anything. Okay? And this way is normally done in the Upanishads very nicely. When Upanishad wants to talk of a very high level of a benefit or something where you cannot compare to a small thing, they will give such a big picture that you can't even imagine it. And one of such picture comes in Brahmanandavalli. Here the teacher has already given that jnanam to the Shishya. Now the Shishya says, what is the benefit? And for that the teacher is now telling that benefit. Says how that, whenever you are going to talk of a subjective matter, an objective matter is very clear because it has got limits. It's very easy to describe. If I have to describe my love to you, how will I describe? Because it's a subjective matter. The subjective matter cannot be described objectively. It can be given only with examples. And that examples is what you will start equating to this topic and thereby bringing value to it. That is the way which normally the Upanishad will do. Or any other way is, because if you don't have a limits to it, if you give any other small mundane thing, it becomes very difficult to say, itna hi hai kya? Problem. That means you are wrongly giving an information. Now, the teacher is giving this knowledge called Atma is Sat Chit Ananda. Sat Chit has been able to very clearly explain. How to explain this Ananda? And that is where this teacher is now going to give what is this Ananda. The moment you give this word called Ananda, we will equate it to a word called happiness. And happiness is a temporary situation of the mind which comes and goes based on situation. Equating Ananda to happiness is one of the most wrong way of doing it. Then what is Ananda? If you say bliss, if you say ecstasy, I don't know both. Then how do I explain this? Bliss. What is bliss? Sir, वो गंजा पी के बैठते ना, they are in bliss. But I have never had ganja to know what that bliss is. And even if I have it, I will not even know what that bliss is. It is everyone assumes they are in a bliss. What is that bliss? No मालूम नहीं है. Ecstasy मालूम नहीं है. For which now the Shruti starts giving you a nice way to go ahead. Okay. It says, Yuva syat sadhu yuva dhyayakaha ashishto dradishto balishtaha tasyeyam prithvi sarva vittasya purna syat sa eko manusha anandaha. That is how it starts. It says, imagine young person, yuva syat sadhu. Sadhu means a person with all the very good virtues. And then this person is so knowledgeable that he is a teacher also. He is a young person, very young person. He is filled with virtues. He has got all the knowledge. And he is a teacher also. Typically, every mother-in-law wants such a son-in-law for their daughter. First line, because second line further qualifies that. Every mother-in-law 100% will want with the second line is told also. What is the second line? Ashishto dradishto balishtaha. Ashishtaha dradishtaha balishtaha. Good in physique, handsome, charming, good in strength and graceful. The best. इतना बस हुआ क्या? नहीं. तस्येयं पृथिवी सर्वा वित्तस्य पूर्णा स्यात्. Whatever richness and fineness is there, Shri is there in this Prithvi, he has got overlordship of everything. Bolo. Yuva syat sadhu yuva dhyayakaha ashishto dradishto balishtaha tasyeyam prithvi sarva vittasya purna syat. Imagine this person, highly theoretical, but one particular unit has been defined now. Imagine such a person. What will that person be? If that person's happiness is considered as one unit of Ananda. Sa eko manusha anandaha. So now the Upanishad defines what is one unit of happiness. Now because this is understandable and imaginable by us to whatever we want without committing, still being subjective. Clear? This is one manusha ananda. If this becomes very easy to understand, the rest Upanishad is very fast to do it. Okay, then he will start jumping. 100 of this Ananda equal to 1 of this Ananda. 100 of this Ananda equal to 1 of this Ananda. Geometric progression. Sa eko manusha anandaha te ye shatam manusha anandaha. If such hundreds of Ananda is there, sa eko manushya gandharvana manandaha. Manushya gandharvas, this is one Ananda. So various lokas are there now. Correct? So it is like my 1 month salary, if I take, and like that if I take 10 years salary of mine, equal to my boss's 1 month salary. समझ में आ रहा है? Like that if you take 100 of his salary will be equivalent to ऐसा जाते रहने का. श्रोत्रियस्य च कामहतस्य ते शतं मनुष्य गंधर्वाणामानंदाः. 100 मनुष्य गंधर्वाणामानंदा equal to what? स एको देव गंधर्वाणामानंदः. 100 देव गंधर्वाणामानंदा will be equal to what? स एकः पितॄणांचिर लोक लोकानामानंदः. 100 पितॄणांचिर लोक लोकानामानंदा will be equal to what? स एक आजान जानां देवानामानंदः. 100 आजान जानां देवानामानंदा equal to what? स एक कर्म देवानां देवानामानंदः. 100 कर्म देवानामानंदा equal to स एक इंद्रस्यानंदः. 100 Indra's Ananda equal to Sa Eko Brihaspatirananda. 100 Brihaspati Ananda equal to Sa Eka Prajapatirananda. See now, without defining anything, they have been able to nicely take you into 10 raised to 2 करके 10 raised to 12 तक लेके गए. What happens? In this, you have forgotten what that Ananda is. You have seen that this Ananda of this person is minuscule and I am not even a speck of this person. So what I am talking Ananda is nothing. That is what it reflects back. So don't even imagine, because you can't even imagine when you say I am very happy, that very happy is a very foolish statement. You are not at all happy. Because you don't know what is happiness. Then 100 Prajapatis Ananda becomes what? Sa Eko Brahmana Ananda. That is Brahmananda. And where is that Brahmananda? Sayaschayam Purushe. Knowing yourself is that Brahmananda. So Vishayananda, what you are referring to, Brahmananda, where they have taken you, that is how the Upanishad gives a subjective, objective combination jump. Using an unknown entity, then logically jumping it using objective principle, it is giving you such a big subjective concept. Are you able to see? These all proofs are also done. They define a particular imagine x equal to something and then do that. Then like that, they exactly did that. Okay. So if we have to know something which is so subjective like Brahmananda, what it is, it brings back to Manushyananda, which is a defined one. And then it uses that to go. Is it clear? Why did I tell that? Here he does the same thing. Knowing this particular knowledge, you will not even think or aspire for any other knowledge, not only here, but in any janmas of yours, even if you are going to have a janma. That means, if I miss this, I am useless. I am good for nothing. Because such an opportunity which has come in my hand, if I miss it, that's what is a pratigna is giving me. So I am going to give you that knowledge. The benefit of that knowledge is this. Is it clear? Now after that he gives another very, very important aspect, which is the third shloka. The third shloka says, Manushyanam sahasreshu Manushyanam sahasreshu Kaschidyatati siddhaye Kaschidyatati siddhaye yatataamapi siddhanam yatataamapi siddhanam kaschinmam vetti tattvataha kaschinmam vetti tattvataha. Further, he is now elaborating the uniqueness and the rarity of this knowledge and the benefit. How? First is, he said, if you understand, this is the benefit. Then he says, please understand why this is so important. He says, Manushyanam Sahasreshu. If you consider thousands of people, Kaschit Yatati Siddhaye. Few of them go towards searching such a knowledge. If you have millions, there will be few thousands who will be interested also in this quest. Yati means a wanderer. Yati actually is another name for a sannyasi, a wandering person. Wandering for what? Wandering for clarifying that quest, that eternal quest. That is why among millions of people or thousands of people, few of them have such a query also. Like we said, na, roti, kapda, makan, sab theek hai. Artha, kama, dharma होने के बाद somewhere that moksha का question आए, तो then it becomes you're among that very few. Now he says yatatam api siddhanam. Even if there are many of these yatis who have learnt and got an opportunity to practice and do things, Kaschinmam vetti tattvataha. There are, I can count on my fingertips people who actually have understood me and my tattva. Okay, so all the sannyasis, don't expect them to be jnani. Shravanam they are doing, they are learning, but very, 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 very few out of them that you can count in fingers only become jnani because they have actually understood me. So moksha upaya is Ishvara jnana. Understand that clearly. Moksha upaya is Ishvara jnanam. Understanding Ishvara properly is the way to moksha. Okay, so Manushyanam, the rarity, and exactly it's very, very similar in Viveka Chudamani also. Bhagavad Pada says, Manushyanam Sahasre. No, here it is Manushyanam Sahasreshu. There it is. What is the Viveka Chudamani? Durlabham Trayamevaitad Devanugraha Hetukam Manusyatvam Mumukshutvam Mahapurusha Samshrayaha. Durlabham Trayam Evaitad Eva Etad. These three things are of rarity, very, very difficult. You get it when Deva Anugraha Hetukam. If only when you have blessings of Ishvara, you will get this. What are that? The first one is Manushyatva. Being born as a human being itself is a rare thing. If there are 8 billion people or 9 billion people in this universe, how many creatures would be there? How many jivas would be there? How many pranis would be there? How many, you have to include all the microorganisms. Inside us itself, how many microorganisms are there? Trillions and trillions of organisms are there. Okay. So, we are hardly anything. So, Manushya itself is a rare. Then in that, if you have mumukshutva, that is what he says, Kaschin, Kaschit Yatati Siddhaye. Mumukshutvam, one who has got this eternal quest to seek liberation, get that enlightenment, get that knowledge. Yatatam api siddhanam, even having put a lot of effort, genuinely, kaschinmam vetti tattvataha, there he says, manushyatvam mumukshutvam mahapurusha samshraya. Even if you get that quest of mumukshutvam, getting a teacher to teach you the way Shastras are, who himself is an enlightened person, is the rarest of that. Okay, you may get many teachers, but an enlightened teacher who will take you towards enlightenment, that is further rare. And that is why he says, such enlightened people are Kaschin mam vetti tattvataha, they are just very few. So by this, what Krishna has done is, he has brought that Atma Jnanam, Atma Vidya to the highest level. Okay. Adhyatma Vidya Vidyanam Jnanam Pravadatamaham. 10th chapter it will come. Among all the Vidyas, Adhyatma Vidya is the highest of the Vidya. And that is what he is bringing. That this is coming, this my Jnanam and Vijnanam will come only in Adhyatma Vidya or Atma Jnanam. And that Atma Jnanam is the rarest. Why? Because first of all, human beings, Manushyatvam. In Manushyatvam, there are few who are interested in Mumukshutvam or Yatatam api Siddhaye. And among this Yatatam api Siddhaye, Kaschinmam Vetti Tattvataha, who are the Jnanis. And hence, for those people who have attained this Jnanam, for them, Yat Jnatva Bhuya Na Iha Anyat Jnatavyam Avashishyate. There is nothing else for them to learn in this universe or in subsequent janmas. There is nothing for them to learn. So it's the highest of the knowledge, getting to the rarest of the people. And here, Arjuna, you have a chance, and through Arjuna, all the students, you all have a chance to learn this rarest of the knowledge. And this is what is the Pratijna, not me. Bhagavan himself has given, Vyasacharya himself has given to Arjuna without asking, giving an option. In case you wish to know it, I am available. If you say I have got better things to do, thank you very much. Because today we have other things to do. We have to go to the shop, we have to get things for Diwali, we have to make the sweets and all. Lot of things are there, cleaning up of the house is there. So we cannot continue with Tattva Jnanam. We have to go back to Dharma. We have to do with our Purushartha, we have to do a lot of work, and then only Diwali can give us Ananda. So after Diwali, we will meet and exactly understand what Bhagavan is going to teach about his Para and Apara Prakriti, Saguna Ishvara and Nirguna Brahma with after Diwali with a very, very bright mind. We will come back, removing all जो मन का कचरा नरक चतुर्दशी पे निकाल के, with all the lights being lit. Let us come with a very fresh mind to enlighten ourselves. Om Purnamadav Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om. So next Saturday, Sunday there won't be class. Subsequently we will continue. Okay? Hari Om Tat Sat.
ಧನ್ಯವಾದ ಸರ್.
ಧನ್ಯವಾದ. ಧನ್ಯವಾದ. ಶುಭ ದೀಪಾವಳಿ.